We now relocate to the UK's Lake District and the rolling Cumbrian Moorlands overlooking Morecambe Bay. Here, Tom Lloyd and his family have been breeding fell ponies under the Hades Hill prefix since 1957.
When everybody else was getting into tractors in the 1950s, my dad decided to get into fell ponies. Peggy Crossland, who was the secretary of the Fell Pony Society, said, go north, go and see Sarge Noble, there are semi-feral ponies in the high fells up there. And he did, and he came back with 2 mares and a stallion in 1957, and that was the start of our ponies. We're very lucky that we have about 25 acres around our yard, and we also have 100 acres of enclosed fell land. Fells are native to Cumbria and have been since at least Roman times. And there's probably about 5,000 fell ponies worldwide now. They've been exported since the 1980s to America, Germany, Holland. But fell ponies living on the fells in Cumbria in their natural habitat. Last year, I believe there was only about 150 foals born to ponies that are running out on the fell. It's very important that we have fell ponies living out on the high fells. The environment shapes the pony. That's where they get the hardiness, the stamina, all of the qualities that make a fell pony what it is. Today we have 18 ponies, a few young ones coming on and a few older mares that we'd like to keep around as well. This is our homebred stallion, Hazel Geronimo, who's a 12-year-old licensed stallion. Conformation-wise, this is how I like them put together. So we'll start from the top. He's got little pony ears. You should just see the tip poking out from your fist there. Small head, kind eye. Got a nice sloping shoulder here, which helps with the action. The fell pony's got to pick the feet up as it's trotting over the moors there. Got a good wide chest, plenty of space there for lungs, which is what they need for all the stamina. Good legs. The fell pony men will talk about flat bone here. So flat, not round. Lots of feather. Just pick your feet up, mister. Lift your foot, lift your foot. Good feet, good round foot there. Hard feet, fell ponies. Short coupled, quite short coupled. And all the power coming from this back end here. Some people say they like having a quad bike. You can do all jobs with them, but traditionally you would have been able to shepherd on them. You would have been able to go to market with a little cart with them. You could plough with a little pony plough. And for centuries they've been used as pack animals, particularly up in Cumbria. So I've got a collection of old pack saddles here, partly some stuff that my dad started collecting years ago. This is a traditional grouse basket that would have been used by fell ponies. I've got the pair to this. So I have a horsehair and leather padding to go under the leather saddle, which actually attaches to a riding saddle. So you go off for your day's shoot and put your dead birds in there to get them home. And this is actually probably my favourite little antiquity. So this is what we call a crotal bell, which would have been used on the lead mare or the bell mare of a pack pony train. And this actually came from the last commercial pack pony train in England, which was a lady called Ailsa O'Fusser, who carried lime from Clitheroe to Rochdale. So it's nice that we're now the next pack pony train.
Present day, the herd maintain their working status as pack saddle and driving ponies. And that's where Tom's 19-year-old daughter comes in. A new generation hoping to help keep the family business alive.
I've been driving since I was 5. I've grown up watching people drive, very old school driving. As I've grown up, I've learned that carriage driving in a competition environment was a thing, and I fell in love with it. So I've been competing for about 3 or 4 years. Today I'm driving Geronimo. He's only been driving recently. It's quite a new thing for him. You don't tend to see fell ponies driving that often. It's more, your Welshes and your Section Ds. But for us, the fell ponies is so sure-footed, and he has such a great stride. Geronimo has such a great stride length that he's just perfect for going fast around the obstacles. I'm so proud of what me and my dad do with the fell ponies. I love to be able to show the fell pony and what they are, because they are the most amazing breed. And I'm so happy that we get to share our horses with other people as well, which is one of my favourite things. I love seeing people taking photos and posting it about how nice they are.
They've got stamina, they've got grit, determination, and we just have great fun with them. Fells particularly, they can be cheeky, like all native breeds. They've got their own little cheeky ways, But once you gain the trust, you can do anything with them, and I think that's what I like most about them. A few years ago, I set up this business with the pack ponies. At the time, I hadn't really realised, but there's a huge market out there for people who want to be around a horse, but they don't want to ride it. We run a half-day and full-day, old-fashioned, proper hack. So that's through woods and forest tracks with breathtaking views of the lakes and the open fells. We run the 3- and 4-day treks up at Haweswater in the northeastern lakes on the RSPB rewilding scheme. When I take my clients out, we're following the footsteps of pack horses that have been there centuries before. So this is an old pack horse route. Would eventually head over towards Kendal, the market town nearby. And this is one of the routes I do in my day treks. So essentially that's a 6 or 7 mile walk with lunch in the middle. We're licensed for wild camping up there, and the ponies love it. This little pony here is actually the bottom of the pecking order in the herd at home, but she's my best pack pony, and she really knows her job. She's always got her ears forward, wants to know what's around the next corner, and this is what they were meant to do. This is a fell pony, totally in its element. Maybe more than half the people I take out have actually never touched a horse before, but it's a really special, quite often they'll say magical day they've had. Very gently walking through the countryside. It's at a much slower pace than just going for a walk on your own. But the ponies are carrying everything we need, whether it's for a day or for 2 or 3, 4 days at a time. Walking with a pony is a very different relationship to riding or driving it. You're at the same eye level as a pony. It's more of there's a two-way relationship going on, and I think anybody who owns a horse should just take the horse for a walk. It's not all about work. There's much more. The ponies are having fun. They want to see what's over the next mountain. There are times when we can't keep up. The tracks are too steep. The ponies will just go ahead because they've got to keep the momentum up. And they know what they're doing. They'll weave their way up slowly, and they'll just put their heads down at the top, munch a bit of grass while we catch up. And that's one of my favourite bits actually, is just watching the horses just do their own thing. My daughter Flo has been a massive part of building this business. And it's very special knowing that there's a younger generation who will probably take on this amazing legacy. What's so special here, I think, is there's a value in heritage and culture, and there seems to be more and more people wanting to come back to connect with nature, with animals, out on the fells, enjoy the scenery, and it can be a real rite of passage. Some people have told me it has actually changed their life coming on an adventure with us.